We're gonna finish up the Sammy Town Hall, but before we do, I want I want to watch this again. Keep your eye on Cindy. Okay, I watched this over.
Let's let the ribbon cut and begin.
It's the silliest thing I've ever heard of. What the stupid?
Why is she
Come on,
looking-
go a little faster. Shit.
Cindy's looking the wrong direction. She's looking over here, and the bus is coming from there.
What are you going, 1 mile an hour? What the hell's the deal? Let's see if this is dumb.
Why is she looking away? Okay, watch. You see? Keep watching, watch.
They didn't cut the ribbon. She let go.
Look, there she goes. All right. First of all, I don't know what this is made out of, but it should have been like, you know, tissue paper or something. It shouldn't have been something that actually didn't break. I mean, she was holding it. Watch again.
Come on, go a little faster. Shit. What are you going, 1 mile an hour? What the hell's the deal? Let's see if this is dumb.
Watch her. It almost knocked her over. You know, she's not a young woman anymore. And watch her walk away in disgust. Watch this.
They didn't cut the ribbon. She let go.
There she goes. What a fail. Oh, Cindy. It's okay, Cindy. We love you anyway. I don't know. They made it out of plastic or something. Let's finish this up. I want to watch the puppets.
All of this, Jason Anderson, our boots on the ground character, Adam Sutherland, Ruth, our project admin, just keeping us all on the rails.
Trimet is kind of a great example of our non-functioning government. As we know, the ones of us that are watching this operation as a hobby, it's really functioning poorly. I mean, it's not reliable at all anymore. And you know, it's a real wild card whether you get there on schedule or not. And they still have this operator shortage. When we just heard her say that there were like 1,600 applicants, of which they hired whatever that number was, 260. And she didn't even know how many actually made it to working here. But here they have this brand new state-of-the-art building. So it's kind of a perfect representation of how our government is these days. It's like there's no repercussions for being bad, is what I'm trying to say. The public's getting the shit, but look at them, man. Oh, and also, before I continue, let me show you this. I'm just full of information. Let me see. This is great, dude. Oh, no, that's not. Okay, look at this. Can you read this? Let me see if I can. We've made a few changes to help us better deliver safe, reliable. You know, we just hear this over and over. Safe, reliable. It's like that's their buzzword. And none of it's true, but they keep saying it over and over. These changes, which General Manager DeSue Jr. announced, took effect immediately. They include the creation of a new division and positions. So they're still growing this bureaucracy of theirs. It's growing exponentially in terms of the bureaucracy of people that are not actually providing service to the community. It will focus, it's called the Transit Systems and Asset Support Division. I mean, what? The Transit Systems and Asset Support Division? It will focus on maintenance control, document control, asset management, key performance indicators, zero emissions program, leadership training, and more. What a bunch of baloney. Our training and operations planning, what is this now? Is this one? Our training and operations planning and development departments, is this like one thing or four things? We'll move into this new and report to its new executive, so they have a whole new executive director. We're creating an executive director role to lead the new transit systems and asset support. So, I mean, what a bunch of baloney. Look at all this. Listen to this. Our current operations planning and development director, Brett Rogers, will serve as acting executive director while we further develop the division structure. They're just doing it because they can do. They have so much money there. They can just grow this bureaucracy, this internal bureaucracy, uncontrollably. The new division and Brett will report to Chief Operating Officer Jabani Todd. She will lead the search for a permanent executive director. Senior Director of Enterprise-Wide Zero Emissions Program is another position we're creating. The Senior Director will report to the Transit Systems and Asset Support's Executive Director, and he will design and lead new emissions initiatives as well as coordinating. We will begin recruiting for this position in 2023. Jesus Christ. Additionally, we're redesigning and renaming the Business Planning and Asset Management Department headed by Lato. I like that guy. This new department will be named the Planning Department, and just the Planning Department? And will include the non-capital planning and schedule functions. The Planning Department will be led by Alan Lato. Yes, he does have a long history, that's for sure. Mobility Planning and Director Tom Mills and Bus and Rail Service Director Tony Clark will move with their current responsibilities and teams. And this is what a bunch of baloney. Finally, we're separating the Bus and Rail Operating Command Center from the Rail Operating Director's position. The specialized nature of OCC calls for a full-time focus on management and leadership. Oh my God, man. So they've just created like a dozen new fucking bureaucrats here. Okay, this is what's actually going on at your transit system. While you're waiting around for your bus and hoping your train shows up and dealing with all the problems that are on the system, this is what your general manager's been up to. This is called empire building, people. Empire building. He's getting more and more people that work underneath his control, and it's all useless bureaucracy. But this is your government right here. It's disgraceful, folks. And if you've seen, I remember looking at there was Cascade Policy Group. I can't find it. I've looked for it, but they put out a chart several years back, which showed the exponential growth of the internal management versus the actual service on the ground. It's like it's an incredible chart. It's unfortunate I can't find it. I know it's on my blog, but like everything else, I can't find it. But this is what's happened to this agency, man. They've gone full bore into becoming this other agency besides an actual transit agency. They're doing all this ridiculous shit that's completely useless, and we all know what they need is more buses and trains, but you're not going to get that. It's just unfortunate to watch this, how our government is just completely fallen to pieces. Even at the local level of a Trimet, you see their absurdity in their growing the middle management there for no reason. There's no reason for those positions. Let's finish this up.
Rails Ali Alsahaf, also, you saw him in the video, and Jackson, nobody knows her name because she's just running all those numbers in the background. Hunter, who most of you know because he's been moving you guys around, and Scott Tilner, who is the picky one of us all. JC, I think I hand it over to you.
That's awesome, Kate. It was, I was hoping no one was going to push the button as we flew through the car or the bus wash. So that's awesome. Thank you and your team. You have definitely set a new standard. I think that it's an incredible building. And now we have Sam out on the patio getting ready for the official ribbon cutting. Sam, take it away.
Look at that. All right, we already saw this. So if this,
Today, how are you?
if this is what this is, we can skip it.
Team dedicated to serving our community.
Yeah, we already saw this, so we can skip this part. All right.
It was a struggle for us at first.
Shut up, Shirley. Okay, I'm not going to watch that. All right, well, in that case, I can do a little board. I want to see, I want to see their, what? What? Where's the goddamn board meeting? Where's the goddamn board meeting? It's not here. Wait a minute. What in the fuck? The board meeting is not here? You got to be kidding me. It was broadcast live yesterday. Okay, let's go look at the Trimet website. Okay. Okay. Here it is. There it is. So why is it not on their channel? What is this? Is it? Why is it not on their main channel? What's the deal here? That's weird, isn't it? It's not.
And share how.
All right. Isn't that weird? I mean, how come it's not on the main? It's not listed on their site. But yeah, you can pull it up over here. Now this is the same channel, isn't it? Let me look at this. Yeah, it's the same channel. And it's not, is this a, doesn't say that it's like you need a link only or anything. So I don't understand why. Come on, hurry up.
On the individuals who are here in person first.
Okay.
So the first person.
Let's do the public testimony. I mean, the public testimony that they're not going to care about, but they're going to take it because it's the law. Oh, by the way, the last meeting was pretty interesting. If you missed it, you should watch the last hour. You can either watch it on my blog, or if you don't want my brilliant commentary, you can just watch it if it's there. Is it there? Let's see. No, it's not there. Look at this. The last month's board meeting is not on there. It's not here. What in the hell are they doing? Here's one for August, but that's... What are you doing, Trimet? What's up with this? How come where's your board meetings? Jesus, this is how they roll, man.
Person who has signed up is Jody. And Jody, I can't pronounce your hyphenated name other than Parker. So if you would please come forward and share how we pronounce your name. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for that. You hear me okay?
I don't know that the mic is on.
Oh, it's red.
There.
Green. Green means go. I would pronounce that name carefully, but it's Getzlow. It's my grandmother's name that I keep. So I appreciate your efforts. You know, it's been a long time since I've been in a committee meeting live. We've done a lot to survive COVID. And thank you, everybody, for doing what we do to keep ourselves safe through this time. This is awkward, isn't it?
No, it's not. Speak.
So my name is Jody Getzlow Parker. I am a 29-year laborer out of, oh, we cut out, no we didn't, out of the laborers here in Oregon. We handle about 3,000 members. We provide good union jobs with good benefits and good pay and an excellent retirement, which I'm looking forward to. Excuse me. Just a point of personal interjection.
By the way, if you're going to use a mask, don't use these masks. Use an N95. These are not going to help you. N95 mask will work if you're worried about it. And a lot of people are. I would probably wear one if I was in that meeting. I don't know. I think I'm just pretty much done with being worried about all this at this point. What's going to happen is going to happen, and I'm just sick of it.
Some of my proudest work is having helped build the Portland streetcar and the Trimet Red Line along Interstate Avenue. I grew as an individual, I grew as a woman in construction, and I've far exceeded anybody's goals, I assure you. President, board members, thank you for having us here. I am the co-chair as well for House Bill 2017, the Transit Advisory Committee, and I'm asking and encouraging you to vote today to adopt our fiscal year 24-25 STIF plan resolution. The STIF plan resolution is a culmination of 10 months of collaborative work by our committee. We recommend funding for essential transit priorities for Trimet and the community. The projects and the programs in the plan will help restore ridership, it will renew infrastructure, and increase safety across our system. Some of our highlights are a continued funding of the low-income fare program that allows summer passes for students and fare relief for low-income seniors, people with disabilities, and veterans. Another is sustaining our bus services, the increases that went into effect during the pandemic. A point of pride here, the purchase of 24 long-range battery electric buses along with the charging infrastructures to support our future electric bus expansions. It also doubles funding for the Human Services Transportation Program for our seniors and for people with disabilities, and more than doubling funding for our regional coordination shuttles, as well as funding for Trimet Safety Response Program, allowing for additional safety and support presence on our Trimet systems. These are just a handful of the programs and the projects that our committee considered and included in our plan. On October 21st, the committee voted unanimously to approve the plan and to advance it to you for...
I don't understand why this is being brought up here. I mean, they're the actual committee that makes the recommendations. Don't they have like an actual official channel right to the board outside of the public comment section? I mean, aren't they part of the whole structure? What are they doing at public testimony?
Your approval. Therefore, I would ask for your support for our fiscal year 24-25 STIF plan by approving our resolution that will come before you today. I thank you for your time and for your generosities and your service. Thank you.
Yes. They're all wonderful people. I hate it when people compliment I'm intolerant of people who compliment the established authority figures. I don't appreciate them. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't compliment them. And if I were there, you'd get a little bit of the Keith Davis treatment from me.
Next, we have April Bertelson. I'll go next, yes. Danielle, is it Millard?
Where's everybody?
Is your first name Danielle? You can also help me with your last name, too.
President Simmons, if I may, our timer is not beeping, it's counting she'll just raise her hand.
Okay.
Apologies for that.
So Danielle, how do you pronounce your last name? It's Maillard. Okay. Welcome.
Thank you very much for being here and for your service. My name is Danielle Maillard, and I'm here representing.
Turn on the mics. Turn the mics on.
I'm Danielle Maillard, and I'm here representing Oregon Walks, where I work as the Walking Programs Manager. It's a nonprofit focused on safe infrastructure and pedestrian advocacy specifically. I work with people every day who depend on transit to get around the Portland metro area. A fare increase would not only be detrimental to the many people who use its services on a daily basis, but it's inconsistent with Trimet's stated equity goals. I'm aware that this is a very nuanced and complex situation, and the funding is really complex. But as a board, you should be doing everything you possibly can in this moment to decrease the fare part of the funding. If I understand correctly, about 10% of the 2023 adopted budget comes from fares. And by increasing that, it's targeting the exact people who need and depend on riding more, not less. We support the ideas to boost ridership and ask for help for local businesses and agencies. And we don't believe that any additional funding should come from criminalizing people for fare evasion. We hope for an in-depth examination of all other potential funding sources. Please meaningfully explore other funding options like payroll tax adjustment, STF funding, regional transportation plan, toll revenue, again, partnering with local businesses, etc., before putting Trimet's financial burden on the backs of community. And so we hope you can commit to finding this money elsewhere. Additionally, we hope for transparency in decision-making and information sharing in this process. The idea that a fare increase proposal was agreed upon without meaningful public engagement is unsettling to a lot of the people I work with. Trimet announced on the 8th that it would be conducting community forums and public engagement for the month of January, with the last held on the 4th of February. So this is scarily rushed and not adequate engagement.
You're damn right. They're gonna push this through, and you're gonna get a fare increase. We've already heard. I'll play it again in a minute.
Engagement for a decision that will have a really big impact on, again, the people who rely on Trimet. We ultimately hope that Trimet goes fareless, something that would be consistent with Trimet's equity goals that are stated on the website and other places. Again, very much understanding the complexity and nuance of all of this. I hope you'll take the opportunity to be bold change makers in this, and please center frontline workers today. Please center disabled people who rely on transit and already face super inequitable costs when it comes to infrastructure and transportation. Our communities are hurting financially as costs rise everywhere, and so public transportation should not be another source of that financial burden.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danielle.
And she's got an N95 mask, by the way.
April, are you ready? April Bertelson?
Yeah, it's really amazing to me that they're in the middle of their broken down system, which isn't functioning correctly. They bring this up, the fare increase. You'd think that they would at least get their system back in place before they would broach this topic. But they're so disconnected from reality that they don't even care that their system isn't functioning properly. They just said, we're going to do a fare increase, and too bad, I guess. I mean, the whole way they rolled this out, and they did it at a meeting where there's no public, and and you can't even access this meeting, okay, on their website, on their YouTube channel. What the hell?
Thank you very much. My name is April Bertelson, and I'm the transit coordinator with the City of Portland Bureau of Transportation, so PBOT. And I am here to support the proposed STIF plan that is here before you under resolution. I'm a member of the House Bill 27 Transit Advisory Committee. And
why do we care about this now? Why this is not important? Why are we getting public testimony on this?
and have been a part of.
The stiff committee is an adjunct of the Trimet board. So why are they doing public testimony when they have a direct line to the board?
Developing the proposal that's before you, and want to convey my support.
Oh, by the way, those of you who don't know what the stiff funding is, that was the tax grab. That was the tax increase levied on citizens without a vote of the citizens. Okay, they stole your money. That's what they did. There's no other way to put it. And you're paying whether you like it or not, and you get no voice in any of it and how they spend it. And it's going for the usual infrastructure projects, which means capital projects, which means filling the pockets of the elites.
Our support for the plan and encourage adoption. I also want to commend Tom Mills and the team of staff that worked to develop this proposal. They really brought to the committee a proposal that addressed many needs and responded to what committee members had conveyed what was important, increasing funding on a number of elements that will make for improving transit for a better rider experience, and I hope that you will adopt that. A number of things, the increased service, better bus stops with more shelters and accessible bus stops, and the increased funding for better bus and transit priority improvements, and the funding streetcar and public security, safety, and a number of the regional coordination program also really supported by committee members. And I just want to encourage that you support it. Thank you, and look forward to the continued implementation.
Thank you.
I do also have one other, we'll take this opportunity to, sorry, the echo is really something. To also provide comment on the Forward Together effort that you will receive a briefing update on today, and also provide support, general support for the Forward Together proposal. I think that it is what we need to better serve transit riders today in the place that we are at. And really,
this is not a member of the public, by the way. This is a goddamn government employee. She's part of the game.
Really, particularly for those who have remained to rely on transit through the pandemic, frontline workers and those who have been in person working and continue, as well as welcoming back more riders. And so I commend also staff's effort on Forward.
So what is it, some kind of shill? What, you got some shills coming up here taking up time?
Together. There is one item where we wish there was more, and I recognize that this is a financially constrained proposal for Forward Together, and so I'm not asking for changes to it. I think it's what we need now. But we had hoped there would be ability to provide more service to increase the number of frequent service bus lines that could go to 12-minute service in the future. And this aligns with our Rose Lane project vision for faster, more reliable, and more frequent service into the future. And so I hope that we'll keep that on the radar and urge you.
All right, go away now. We got it. Okay, the timer's on.
The board and staff to look for those opportunities to continue to increase the number of lines that could go to 12-minute or better.
This is insulting to me to listen to them talking about increasing service when they can't even provide the service they have now. And this is after they cut the service. After they cut the service, they can't provide the service. And here we are listening to people talking about increasing service. It's like an oxymoron. I mean, why are you talking about this now when you can't even do what you have?
Service
now
all
go
day.
Away. Get up
and I really do see this in
over your time.
Alignment with our shared goals of increasing ridership, and that it's really a partnership that we pursue together where we are prioritizing transit in our right-of-way through providing space or signal modifications or other changes so the bus.
That's a female version of Ramblin' Rod there. She's just rambling away.
It's not stuck in traffic. Today or into the future, really preserving that
Simmons, are you going to do something about this? If it was me doing this, you'd be pounding that gavel.
transit time, travel time and reliability into the future. And that
She's still going.
Trimet is then also providing more frequent service. And so together we're creating really a positive feedback loop and upward spiral of increasing ridership and better serving the riders of today. And so I really hope that we can
Oh my God, she's still going. What an embarrassment.
continue that partnership and find ways to achieve that vision of more frequent, a 12-minute or better service
Get
in
out
the
of here.
network
Go.
as resources and opportunities provide. So thank you very much for all
You went over your time by at least 2 minutes, probably 3 minutes.
of the effort, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Lane Schaefer.
God, jeez.
Good morning, Lane.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Lane Schaefer, and I'm a senior at McDaniel High School. I'm here today with the Multnomah Youth Commission, OPAL, and community partners representing myself and multiple other youth who have submitted written testimony because they were unable to attend today's meeting. Please do read and weigh equally the written testimony submitted, as I am just one of many who are appalled at the proposition of a fare increase. I stand with the Multnomah Youth Commission in strong opposition to the proposed fare increase for Trimet because of the impacts it would have on my community and the Tri-County area. While Portland Public School students are lucky enough to have access to free transit passes during the school year, other school districts such as Reynolds, Park Rose, and David Douglas do not. The current fare price is already a burden for young people who need to get to school, doctor's appointments, extracurriculars, and employment. I relied on transit to get to school for 5 years, and it was clear then that people were struggling to pay the fares. In the wake of COVID-19, the last thing young people need is an increase in fares. For a working adult, $125 or $160 may not seem significant, but it adds up for a young person and their family. Additionally, as we work to bring ridership back to its pre-COVID levels, a fare hike is not the right decision. We should be incentivizing people to ride transit, not driving them away with increased fares that further impede their ability to ride transit. Increasing fares would not align with Portland's climate goals of reducing carbon emissions and getting more people to utilize mass transit. We want people out of cars and onto the bus, MAX, and streetcar. Why would we increase fares and give them one more reason to stay in their cars? I would implore you to consider every possible funding stream before proposing an increase in fares. I believe a fare increase would be regressive and discourage people from riding transit and increase barriers for low-income folks. I understand the difficulties of balancing a budget with competing interests, but an increase in fares is not the right answer. The increase is nonsensical and unnecessary for many reasons. The increase would result in consistent overcharging of people who pay with cash, as many people do not have exact change for $2.80. It will drive people away from transit rather than incentivizing them to choose transit over single-use cars and does not align with our climate goals. This will regress our attempts to increase equity on Trimet. We should be working towards a fareless system step by step. Recent programs have taken steps to subsidize and eliminate the cost of fares, and we should continue to improve upon that by reducing fares, not increasing them. Just because there may not be comparable transit agencies with free systems doesn't mean we can't lead the way and work towards a fareless system that is efficient, equitable, and environmentally conscious. Thank you for your time and for considering the impacts of increasing fares on our most vulnerable populations.
Thank you. We'll now move
That was a great testimony.
to the virtual comments.
Wait a minute, what I got here?
Stacy Michelson.
So you can call in, huh? You can call in. Maybe they should. They're not going to let me talk. Last time I tried to call in, they somehow couldn't connect to me. They're not going to let me talk even if I wanted to. I'd have to be there in person.
I think this is the first time we've had virtual.
Well, look at this.
Go ahead, Stacy.
I like this.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Great, thank you. I appreciate the option for a hybrid session today and really appreciate the virtual option. So President Simmons, members of the board, I'm Stacy Michelson, speaking to you today on behalf of the 6 school districts in East Multnomah County, as well as Multnomah Education Service District. And here to share our enthusiastic support of the Forward Together proposal. specifically the addition of the north-south service lines in Mid and East County and existing or increased frequency of service on some of the existing lines will be a really significant benefit to our students and families. For years, it has felt like Trimet's focus has been on getting folks across the county, specifically from Gresham to Portland and back, and not necessarily around our local communities. So the proposed service changes would substantially improve the feasibility of families using public transit for their day-to-day needs. And it sends a much appreciated message that Trimet recognizes our neighborhoods in Mid and East County for the local hubs that they truly are. Specifically, we appreciate the consideration given to our school communities in the proposal. I want to highlight a few of those specific changes that we're really grateful for. One is moving the 22 to the Park Rose Transit Center. That will significantly improve access for our students at the north end of the district, as well as for those who may need to transfer to or from another line. Extending the 25 to 257th Avenue so that it runs along Reynolds High School. It will be a significant benefit to Reynolds students. I can say that right now Reynolds is looking at running a shuttle from the nearest Trimet stop, so improving access at the high school will be much, much appreciated. And then increased frequency of the 87 in front of Centennial High School will also have an impact for those students as well. We do want to acknowledge a couple of hopefully minor requested changes. We're grateful for the proposed increased frequency of service near Sam Barlow High School along Orient Drive and 282nd and Powell Valley. We would like to request some extended service and modify that route so that would run south along.
Why are we, look, they're a long way from any of this happening, okay? This is not something that's current, okay? Why are they bringing this up?
Hogan Road and Palmquist Road, so that it runs past Springwater Trail High School, which is our alternative high school out in Gresham Barlow. That is our one specific change request that again is hopefully minor, but really, really just want to elevate the appreciation for thinking about our schools, thinking about improved access for students. This has been long awaited. I've been in my role for 5 years, and when I've talked with our districts, they've typically said, you know, we'd love to think about Trimet more, but there's just not enough service coverage in our area. So with these proposed changes, I think we're all really looking forward to some improved and reinvigorated partnership between our schools in Mid and East County and Trimet. So thank you for your consideration and your time today.
That's nice.
Thank you,
Great.
Stacy. Next, Doug Allen. Welcome, Doug.
Now, wait a minute. Doug Allen. How do we know him?
Good morning, President Simmons and directors. For the record, my name is Doug Allen. This region relies on Trimet for many things, including mobility, congestion relief, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and supporting compact development that preserves farmland and lowers costs. But the region is demanding more. ODOT will toll the freeway network, but wants Trimet to provide the transit service to mitigate the impact of tolling.
Yeah.
The Interstate Bridge project extends Max to Vancouver, but where's the operating money? And who will fix the steel bridge bottleneck? The Southwest Corridor is hanging out there. Metro is advancing the 2023 Regional Transportation Plan update. More BRT is being planned.
Yeah.
Trimet will be on the hook. Simply put, Trimet must increase ridership and service and lacks both the vision and the resources to accomplish that.
Yeah, he's right.
A funding model that relies on fares limits your ability to expand service. Where will the subsidy for increased service and ridership come from? Probably not ODOT if current plans pan out. ODOT wants a road user charge to supplement gas taxes on declining amounts of fossil fuels. ODOT will toll our freeways. But local governments are realizing that ODOT capital projects could consume all these new revenues. Trimet needs to be at the table, prepared with a comprehensive study of the costs and benefits of moving to a fareless system. Figure out first what resources are needed to do the job right. Only then does it make sense to look at whether fares, let alone a fare increase, should be part of the package. And this needs to be done with regional partners who will receive the benefits, including the business community, agencies that manage roads, and local governments who rely on transit to fulfill community planning goals. And of course, your riders. Until you take a comprehensive look at what would be involved in going fareless and what that would cost in the context of a massive increase in service, you are doing this region a disservice by proposing a fare increase, which will only be a distraction. I would like to add that the Forward Together plan is a great start, And I would like that to be better integrated with analysis of the MAC system in combination with the Forward Together program, which, to be most effective, needs a lot more service.
Yep.
Thank you very much for providing this opportunity for public comment.
It's in the law. Okay. It's not, don't thank them for doing what's in the law. They're required to do it. If they weren't required to do it, they wouldn't be doing it.
Thank you, Doug. Abby Griffith?
It's pretty cool they can do this virtually now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
I like this. This is good. I don't know. Will they let me testify? I'm really not there. I don't have a stake here. I really not the. I really hesitate to get involved on a hands-on level with these people.
Here and giving me chance to testify and virtually. My name is Abby Griffith, and I am a Bus Riders Unite community organizer, and I completely depend on transit.
How come Thomas Kim has his own screen here? Of all the board members, he's got a screen.
And I work with, when working with transit-dependent people, I have seen a lot of people, including myself, not having enough money to pay for fare and not getting on the bus or being kicked out of the bus. I am here to say no to fare increase. Please explore different another sources to get your funding.
I mean, look at, there's Ozzy doing his work. He's always doing other shit. He's there in body only. She's watching. I guess they're on the screen there. She's watching. He's not watching. She's not watching.
And please don't increase fare. Increasing fare will affect mostly vulnerable people who ride a bus and get around, and frontline workers. Also, we are not ready to, right after this pandemic, most of people don't have job and trying to adjust the life, and increasing this fare will discourage a lot of people from riding bus. Making fareless bus should be option, not increasing fare. Because if it's fareless, people will avoid driving and take buses. Another thing I want to add here is the Forward Together project is good. I appreciate for adding, changing, but cutting services in some areas, there's a lot of complaints. People gonna lose their service, should be looked at, not to cut service. Instead of cutting service, please add more so we can all equally reliable bus and get around and efficiently like everybody else. Thank you so very much for giving me a chance to speak.
Thank you. That ends our public comment, and so it's time for us to open up the business meeting, and we generally...
All right, I've had enough. That was kind of dull. I was hoping for a little bit more action. You know, if I was to get up there and talk, I would just say, what do you think you're doing? People are struggling, and you're doing this. People are struggling, okay? Listen to the scanner. Listen to your own operation sometime. And you're trying to get more money out of these people. You're a disgrace. Anyway, yeah, okay, enough for today. Thank you.